So let's start reading from verse 12, chapter 1. See the context here. Paul writes, "But I would you should understand, brethren, that the things which have happened unto me being thrown in prison here for the preaching the gospel, have fallen out rather unto the furtherance of the gospel." This event, this imprisonment, has turned out to be an advancement, a spread of the gospel in Rome. So that my bonds in Christ, the fact that I'm in prison for preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, are manifest in all the palace. The palace, the Praetorium guard, the judgment hall, the place where Paul will make his defense. And many of the believers in the Lord, he continues, waxing confident by my bonds, by my imprisonment, are much more bold to speak without fear. So Paul's imprisonment has resulted in an advancement, a furtherance of the gospel. And it's being proclaimed and spread because of this. So this event has had a major benefit to the cause of Christ. Paul goes on to say, "Some indeed preach Christ of envy and strife, or jealousy and rivalry, and some of goodwill. One preach Christ of contention or self-ambition, seeking to win followers for themselves, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction or suffering to my bonds, my imprisonment. But the other of love, knowing that I am set or appointed or placed for the defense of the gospel." In other words, it is my mission, my commission, what I have been sent by God to do, to bring glory to Christ through spreading the gospel. And it's the gospel that's on trial, not Paul. Now, on a side note, these folks who were preaching of envy and strife were not teaching false doctrine. They were teaching the truth of the gospel of Christ. There was a church in Rome of which no doubt these people were members. But they were seeking their own self-ambition. They wanted to be leaders. They wanted to take over and be in a higher place than Paul. And expecting that Paul would be jealous or hurt by the fact that they were free to preach the gospel and Paul wasn't. But that is not Paul's attitude at all.